Okay, so the words of wisdom for today, for July 1st, are about goals. Behind every achievement, large or small, lies a plan. If you really want to get things done, the sooner you learn how to plan, the better. So, and we did kind of talk about goals and planning and stuff last week, so that's kind of fitting. So okay, Jody, I'll let you pray tonight. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Lord, thank you for just bringing us all together. Thank you for this day. And thank you for just a fabulous year. We've had lots of ups and downs and valleys and mountaintops and rivers and creeks and just things that we've had to cross and walls put up that we've had to jump and stuff. And Lord, you've just carried us through that year. And you've blessed us. We've pushed through. You've made us stronger. Lord, I lift up Angela and her family as they are going through this time. Just give them comfort, wrap your arms around them and hold them tight. And just let them know that you are in control and that everything happens, and that you already knew that it was going to, and just let them have strength in that. Lord, we also pray for each and every one of our consultants that are just going through problems and or their families. Just be with them. Lord, I pray as we begin our new seminar year that you bless it and that you bring abundance and that you bring prosperity and joy to each one of us. Lord, it is in your name that we just believe and that we just praise and we lay it all at your feet. In your name I pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you,
Amen.
Jody. Oh, Stephanie is getting on.
Yeah, she just
Okay.
answered me.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yay. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, she may not be able to hear me yet. We'll let her get on and then we'll get started with Greco. Hey, Stephanie. Glad you're here. All right. I love it when there's like a full screen. It's always exciting. Okay, so I got accomplishment sheets from Jody and Dawn. Um, and Dawn had a $174 week, and Jody had a $390 week. Um, Dawn had two faces, one share, 1.5 power hours, and she got a new recruit today. Um, a consultant we've had before, right? And she re-signed again. So that's exciting. And Jody, tell us about your $390. Like,
Well, sorry, I was so busy today. I
no, it's
forgot to
okay.
turn in my other stuff to you. I did have a face this past week, and she bought all skincare and all of the stuff, and then a couple of reorders, and that was really about it. But
Okay.
yeah, it was an unexpected face. It was like last minute, let's get it done. So
Yeah, that's exciting. And Dawn had two faces, so those are pretty good weeks. And,
awesome.
um, I ended up having two faces that were brand new and a new customer. So I
Yay.
have three people to add, and I think Christy Patrick sold to two brand new people, so I'll add her to the chart. So if anyone else had any brand new, I'll add it to the final chart on there, and we'll see where we landed with that. But that's exciting, and that was kind of a cool thing to track. You know, we were just going through June 30th, but I think that was a good thing to track. I mean, you want to sell to your current customers too. Absolutely. You want the reorders, but it's nice to have the focus on getting some new people too. So, I think that was a good thing to do.
I agree.
So I think it was all good. All right, Jody, I'm going to let you do whatever product knowledge you planned, and then we'll move forward with a couple other things.
Great. So I was thinking and thinking and thinking. I thought, okay, what can I do? Because I never can remember what people have done and
Me
what
neither.
they haven't done, and I don't know that we're actually tracking it. I don't know. Maybe we should start tracking it.
I
I don't.
know I haven't, and I could, yeah.
Yeah, I just but with cream to powder going away, and we're having to switch a lot of those people to the matte of the 3D. I thought let's revisit 3D foundation because I don't think people understand how good the matte formula is in the 3D liquid. So I will touch base on both the luminous and the matte, but I want y'all to know that the mat actually gives you 12 hours of oil control and 12 hours of wear without feeling heavy or clumping or anything like that. So a lot of times whenever you're using powders or cake foundations, they will clump and like crack and like peel off and sweat off, and they're just nasty. So the other good thing about our liquid foundation, y'all, it's our 3D. It's time-wise, it's anti-aging. It has the 3D complex in it, so it defends, it delivers, and it delays. So it defends against all of the pollutions in the air. It delays aging, so it's anti-aging, and it delivers an impact of minerals and vitamins and everything that your face needs to keep it good. The other neat thing that people probably have forgotten or don't realize is that our 3D complex that helps prevent skin damage is also helps prevent skin damage from the blue lights on our computers. So the matte gives a really long matte finish. You can use powders with it. You can use the translucent powder. I love the Luminous because I'm super dry, so I'm going to use the Luminous. And the Luminous is going to deliver 12 hours of moisturization. So you're going to have the 12 hours wear and the 12 hours of moisturization with the Luminous. And it is also, now both of these are also anti-humidity. So that's another good thing to know, especially, I don't know about y'all, but the humidity here in the Texas Panhandle, where it usually is like 20, 30%, has been 50 to 80%, and we're humid. So it's good. That's just good to know that all of that is there. So your skin also looks instantly healthier and firmer. 8 out of 10 women have also said that they've gotten a more perfect match than ever before. And I 100% believe that because I'm matching people and they're like, I've never been matched ever. And so, anyway, let's see. It's not drying. It does look natural. It has a very natural looking finish. So for those women that say, I don't want a cakey look, I want something easy, y'all, this 3D foundation is amazing. I myself prefer it over CC cream. There are still lots of people that prefer CC cream, but I actually prefer this over CC cream. That's just my personal opinion. That y'all, if you have somebody that's on the cream to powder and it's because they like that matte, let them try the matte and then do the translucent powder too. That's my product knowledge.
Yeah, that's good. No, and that was good to be reminded because really it's that or CC cream for like foundation, you know.
Yeah.
And there are a couple other changes I'm going to talk to you about
Yeah,
tonight.
and CC cream to me is not matte at all.
No, I mean, like, you know, Laura is pretty oily and she really likes the CC cream, but I'm always nervous to put people in CC cream if they're really oily because
Well,
it does have the moisturization piece to it plus the sunscreen. And sunscreen can sometimes make people with oily skin feel like it's too heavy, you know,
yeah,
too
really oily. Well, and here's the thing also that I don't like about CC cream is the ivory is ugly. The
Mm,
very light is just, I mean, there's very few ivory people that can actually wear that
yeah.
and get away with it. I know you wear it sometimes, but
Yeah,
you
but
have to really blend and blend.
you know, but I'm a spring, and
Uh-huh.
so that's why I think I can wear it because it's yellow. So
Yeah.
like my daughter struggles, like she's really not a spring. She doesn't need it so yellow, but light to medium is way too dark. So yeah, it's kind of it is kind of a thing. But I do sell tons of CC cream. So I have a lot of people that love it. So, and I do try it on a lot of people, but I tend to go with the liquid foundation for me personally too. So, I was gonna give you guys, I wanted to give a shout out. You know, we hit 300,000 and I was gonna give you the exact number we hit, which I can give that to you at some point, but they already closed the whole month. Like they closed the year out, like they pulled all my numbers. Like it's gone from my screens. Now they'll give me the official reports and I hope that's tomorrow. We were already like at 312,000 or something. I don't know, but I wanted to give you guys the exact number. So I'll be able to get that once they like post the reports, but they've all pulled everything down from end of month. It's already starting on the new year. So I was like, whoa, okay, maybe I just should have done a few screen prints. They have been doing it much faster now that we don't have on hold orders. And so I need to remember that and make sure that if there's anything I want to remember, but they've also been getting out the reports a whole lot faster too. So I'm kind of expecting the reports to be ready tomorrow. So speaking of that, once I get all the Mary Kay official reports, then I'll have the newsletter out and the top 10 for the year and get kind of awards going. And I do plan to just go ahead and do our awards night when we're at seminar, and we'll do it on the off night, because a lot of us will be at seminar. I decided to just go ahead and do that, but we'll talk about it at meetings too. And but to actually give out the awards and stuff, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do it at seminar. And it's the night we're not doing. I really need to look at the seminar schedule better, but one night is the awards night and the other night's not. So whatever the night is not, that's the night we're gonna do it. So anyway, and then we'll have it in our final June newsletter as well. But it was really collectively, y'all, we did so good because they didn't give us a lot of double credit this year. So they did give us a little bit. Like last August, they did a little promotion. If you did 13% above what you had done the year before, they gave us a bonus that was almost double credit. So we did get a bonus in August, and then there was 1 month they gave us double credit. But we exceeded the 300,000. So, even without the double credit, we might have hit it anyway, so that's very exciting. So I am praying through for sure what I want to do with awards for the next year. And I'm going to get all of that in writing and have that to you guys next week. And we're not going to have a meeting next Tuesday, but I highly encourage you to put the YouTube event on your calendar for Monday night. So you could do Monday night instead of Tuesday night. And I think it's going to be great. And they said it'll probably be about an hour and a half. And she did say it would be recorded. So if for some reason you can't see it, I think I'll have access to give it to you. But I don't know about y'all, but every time I think I'm going to go watch a recorded thing, it's just harder to do. Like if I watch it live, it seems like I do better. So if you can make that work, they have a separate one for directors that's going to be Monday morning. So my plan is to watch the one for directors. But I think that'll be really good. And I think it'll be worth it for us to do that versus a meeting next week. Now, I did put the calendar out on Facebook today for the month of July, and so no meeting next week. We will meet on July 15th, and what I want to do that night for guests is I called it a summer spa night. So if your guests can let you know enough ahead of time, then they can do it at the same time as I'm doing it, if you can get them samples. And what samples you would give them is either Time-Wise Repair or Time-Wise Miracle Set skincare, whichever one would be best for them. And if we've got people on there that are using both, then I'll talk about both. And then I would also give them microdermabrasion sample, a facial peel sample, and a charcoal mask sample. I would go with that as your basic stuff, and that's most of the time we have samples of those. I may talk about a couple other things. It's not going to be a pure Hydra session or a pure glow, but it'll be similar, so we're going to really talk about those two main skincare lines. And then I have a knife phobia, right? So when I'm watching you cut that avocado, I'm like, don't cut your finger. Just watch what you're doing. And so anyway, you're doing great. So anyway, I was just going to tell you that's 2 weeks from tonight. So that gives you time to invite people to be on. And if they don't have the samples, that's still okay. They could still learn, and I'm going to go through the process, but this gives you time to think about getting them samples if they want to just do it from their home, or if you want to have them in your home with you and just we'll be on Zoom together, we can do that too. So that's in 2 weeks on the 15th. Then we will not have a meeting on the 22nd since most of us are leaving on a plane on the next day. Because I know it's always like packing and all the things for seminar, and several of us will see each other at seminar, so we won't have a meeting then. And then the 29th, we will have a meeting, and I'll do another 8 and 8. That seems to be pretty easy, and it's like 20 minutes at max, really. So if you can get people to get on there, and they don't really need samples because I'm just going over some color products that are like fast, dash out the door. But 8 products in 8 minutes is what I'm promoting with that. And we've done it a couple of times. And so anyway, we'll do that on the 29th for guests. Then I think that was all I had on that. Okay, I know you guys have probably seen some stuff already posted today, but there's some things I don't think you have seen about what's happening. So let me pull up Mary Kay in Touch here. And I'm going to go to rewards. Everything really for the new year is under rewards. So there is this Power Up and Grow challenges. So this is different than, last year it was you had to order 700 wholesale in a month, and then you got the free gift. So it's not going to be that this time. And they're really only put out what they're doing for the next 6 months. So it's called the Power Up and Grow. And they've got it broken out into 3 times. So July and August is a 2-month time frame. September and October is a 2-month time frame, and November and December. And for those 2 months, you need to order 600 wholesale. So for July and August, if you order 600 wholesale, then you get the prize. So it's like not a prize every month. It's like every other month, but I think they're trying to create some consistency. And so then they'll tell us about another prize if you do 600 September and October, and another prize if you do it November and December. And I do feel like 600 is easier in our heads to think about for STARS consultant too. Plus, you get 400 extra STAR credits. So if you're trying to hit STAR and you're doing your 600s, they're going to give you bonus STAR credits for doing that 2 months in a row. So that's pretty exciting too. And my focus for sure for the new year had been STAR. So that kind of feeds into that. So does that make sense to everybody? I had to kind of read it a couple times.
Yeah, I had to read it a couple of times too, because I thought at first that it said 600 in those 2 months, but it's 600 each month. So you have to do 600 2 months in a row to get the prize plus the 400.
Yeah.
Total of 1,200.
Yeah. So yeah. And it has to be, and it can be, a combination of CVS orders and, 225 1 week and it doesn't have to be 600 all at once. It's cumulative in the month. But if you're not currently active, you'll have to do a 225 to get active and then add to that. So, but the little earrings are the first thing they're giving, which looked pretty cute little earrings. It's like a set of 4 earrings that you get for those 2 months. So that's kind of cool. So, oh yeah, here's the earrings. You can see the little earrings right here, plus your 400 credits. And then the Power Up and Grow Sales Director Debut Challenge is if you become a director by January of 2026, they're going to give you a Brian Anthony's bee necklace on stage at Leadership. So that's kind of fun. And if I offspring 2 people, we get to do a hat bar experience at Leadership, which that looked kind of fun for sure. So, and they also changed, I don't know if it's on, I don't think it's on the screen here. They did kind of update, if you are going to go into DIQ, they updated what the requirements were per month. So if that's something that you're interested in knowing, because you can either finish DIQ in 3 months or you can do 4 months. And now they're saying like that month 1, you only have to hit 3,600 in month 1. You're not having to hit 4,000 to start. And then you got to hit 4,000 by the second month. And then the third month you have to hit 4,500. And if you do that in 3 months and you've got your number of people, then you're a director. if you got to do it in 4 months, you do have to hit 4,500 the third and fourth month. So that's a little bit different than what it's been in the past. So if any of you guys are like, oh, I want to go into DIQ, we would definitely plan all that out and work on that for sure. The other big thing they're doing, if you have any questions about any of that, let me know. The other big thing they're doing is another Mary Kay makeover contest. And I was looking at the details of this. It starts July 15th and it goes all the way till August 31st. And it's a little bit different than what they had before. Now, here's a little video. It's pretty short, so I'm going to show it because you can share this video if you want to on social media, or I'll let you see it.
Get ready to unleash your confidence, define beauty on your terms, and embrace the strength that makes you unapologetically you with the Mary Kay Makeover Contest. From July 15th through August 31st, 2025, you and your independent beauty consultant can win epic prizes. 5 lucky winners and their independent beauty consultants will receive a $5,000 Visa gift card plus an assortment of Mary Kay products valued at $500. Entering is easy. Select one of the 6 Mary Kay makeup artist looks. Connect with your independent beauty consultant to recreate it. Upload a photo of your new look to the contest website and include a caption with the name of the makeup artist look you selected and why it makes you feel confident. So, whether your glam game is fearlessly trendy, classically chic, or naturally radiant, now's the time to express your one-of-a-kind style with a look that makes you feel pretty powerful. Your confidence is calling. Answer today with Mary Kay.
Okay. So that's the little video, and there's a little share thing up here in the corner. So you can, but I'm going to show you the contest site because what I had questions about was the looks that they said we could use. And I went and looked at my website, like my Mary Kay personal website, because last week there was a bunch of looks out there, and these looks are not on there right now, but I'm not sure if they're going to be, but it tells you exactly, like there's a video on the site for each look. You see here to the right, there's a video, and then there's one of these cards. I'm going to pull it up. So it tells you on the card, you know, exactly which colors to use and how to apply them. And then there's kind of a picture of the look as well. So there's definitely a lot of options here. So there's berry, which is a little darker. The champagne shimmer is not really heavy on the eyeshadow, but bigger on the lips. And then this cinnamon glow, is pretty neutral. So there's lots of choices. And then they just go to the site. It's contest.marykay. Let me see here. And so they need to write what they think. So what I did in the past when I did it was I sent them the link, then I just had them do it themselves, which there's no guarantee that they will do it. You could have them, you could enter it for them if you take the picture on your phone, but they need to write out what they want, what you want them to put. So you could decide how you wanted to do that. But because you can visit the contest site here, but there's somewhere it said exactly, I'll find it. It's not a very hard website. It's like contest.marykay or something like that, .com. I'll figure that out because it starts on the 15th. So the cool thing about these contests is I've never had one of my own personal people win, but it's such a great booking tool. Like if you have people that want to do color, it's a great booking tool, and they've made it really easy because they've given us the looks. And so what I would do between now and the 15th, I would try each of the looks yourself and make sure you know how to do it. And, there's probably going to be a lot of people entered, but what's the hurt of, entering and maybe winning 5,000? And just think for yourself how much practice you get doing color on people with these different looks. you know, just, and with the instructions right there. So you're not having to come up with it on your own or anything like that. And there's a lot of choices. So I think it's pretty cool. And so I wondered if it would be, if these looks would be on our personal websites when it starts, but I'm not sure. It doesn't say anything like that, but we have access to them on there. So, and you just did it. Let me go back there so you guys can see. I went here from rewards and Mary Kay makeover contest. So that's where that was. And July 29th is National Lipstick Day. So they are going to have images for you specifically in the digital image library that you can post for that. And I guess July 6th, which is next Sunday, is International Kissing Day. So they have some kind of animated image they're going to have on the digital image library, which you can get to that from Business Tools and then go down to digital image library, and you can find, you know, all kinds of pictures that you might want to use. Okay, they did change. So I did finish National Court of Sales. I was kind of at the last minute, but I really had enough sales at the beginning of the month, but I was kind of trying to see if I could get more, but I did finish it. But just so y'all know, if your goal is National Court of Sales next year, they upped it because we had to do 40,000. So that's 20,000 wholesale of ordering in the year. And they're now going to make it 45,000. So that's a little bit more. And that doesn't surprise me, but they've left Court of Sharing is the same. 24 qualified or Great Start qualified. So if they become Great Start qualified in their first 4 months, that counts for Court of Sharing. So that is still the same. I had mentioned to you guys a couple weeks ago that the Fall Holiday Preferred Customer Program, the deadline to get that PCP is August 1st. It started today, but you have until August 1st. So I'll continue to remind you of that. I tend to like to wait till closer. So if I have new customers, you know, I can make sure I've got everybody in there. But I also don't like to wait till like the last day. So, and then those books are mailed in September. But we signed that up for it by August 1st. And then the winter enrollment will be October 1st, and those will go out in November. So just kind of keep that on your radar, partly because, you know, you need to have the money to be able to do it, and partly because you don't want to miss it. So, all right, so I do want to bring up I'm going to bring up the actual director's memo because I want to show you the products that are coming out in September. And some of them we knew about, but some of it is new. I didn't know about it till today. So let me show you, let me get to it. So we knew about the retinol, which I have another sheet that I want to share with y'all about the changes to the retinol and the differences between what we currently have and what this new retinol 0.3 is and the testing they did and all of the stuff. So we'll go through that in just a minute. But that was just a reminder that our current retinol set will go away, which includes the facial milk. And then we'll have a new retinol 0.3, which is not as much retinol, pure retinol, but I'll talk about why they think this is going to be better overall. And it's going to be $70, but you won't need to use a facial milk or anything with it. So we'll talk about that in a minute. I want to go in some more detail. Then, okay, remember I said she kept saying concealers, but I didn't know when it was going to be. Well, it's going to be in September. So they're coming out with a new under eye corrector in 2 different shades. So the under eye corrector is going to come out in these little tubes, and it's going to be deep peach and light peach. So that gives you 2 options in that. And then we're going to have 9 shades of multi-benefit concealer. So that it helps conceal, define, or brighten with needle nose precision. 90%, 92% of women agreed it helps conceal the look of redness. So I think that means, you know, if people are using it as a highlighter or a, you know, a contour, that's what I feel like that's what they're saying with that. Wouldn't you guys think that when they're saying define or brighten? Or conceal, and it comes in more shades, so that makes me think if you needed something lighter or darker to contour or highlight. That's what I'm thinking. You know, it used to come in a tube like this a long time ago, before we had it with the doe foot applicator. So that is happening. So I had already, she had mentioned concealers a couple of times, and so I've been trying to, you know, just keep what I needed and not over order those. But anyway, that's happening. And then they're coming out with the limited edition gel cream blush that we had before, but these are different shades. This is Coral Kiss, Soft Buff, Pink Stars, and Passion Fruit. So it's not exactly the same shades, but similar. But those were fairly popular when we had those before. But that's limited edition. And then this Confidently You Silkening Dry Oil is limited edition, but that might be great for Christmas. And then you can get the bundle at both of them for $79. So that is, and so far I've had pretty good feedback from this perfume. People like it so far. So that's, but the silkening oil will just be limited edition. Now look at this. I think these are pretty. So you know how they said they're taking away certain colors, but they're going to have pops of color in limited edition. So I'm seeing that a little bit in these palettes. So there's one called Outer Glow and Inner Fire. The palettes are $40. I still have the old palette that we had like this when we did that contest, and I love those colors. Like they were great fall colors. So anyway, and then this is 2 limited edition tinted lip balms. So Radiant Pink and Coral Blaze. So I'm kind of, you know, I don't like a lot of limited edition, but I do like these for color. If they're going to do limited edition, I'm excited about these. So that will be kind of fun in the fall and winter. And then this, they are bringing socks back with the Mint Bliss, and these are the socks this time, which they're super cute. So this is all considered the fall/holiday. And then we will have other new products in the winter, which will come out in November. And I don't have any idea what those are yet, but I wanted to go ahead and just tell y'all. Now, there are a couple of things going away though, I want to tell y'all about. So we know the Clinical Solutions is going away. We know the Current Concealer and Under Eye. They are also getting rid of the Sheer Mineral Pressed Powder. I don't have a ton of people on that, but I do have some people on that. So I'm like, so they want them to go to translucent powder or silky setting powder, which I like, but I like having the option of taking the Sheer Mineral Pressed Powder in my purse. So that could be a challenge for some people. So be looking at your, you know, you can look, if you enter all your customers in my Mary Kay in Touch or My Customers Plus app, you know, you can look in your app and type in like Ivory One pressed powder or Beige One pressed powder, and you can see all the customers that have purchased that from you. So that's kind of what I did with the cream to powder. So that might be a good idea to make sure if they need it or if you need to give them a heads up. We kind of already knew about the Chroma Fusion eyeshadow and the phase outs. And then it does not say that in this book, it doesn't show that the new blushes and eyeshadows are going to be out in this book. It doesn't say that. It just says that these other, you know, these certain shades are being out. So I'm not sure if the new formula is going to be, maybe that's what's coming in November. And I feel like they're just selling out of these shades that are going away. That's what I think is happening. But if I hear something different, I'll let you know. And maybe that's something we can ask at seminar. And then they are phasing out one semi-matte lipstick, Rich Truffle, which honestly, I can't even tell you the last time I sold that color. It's not a color I sell a lot of. And And so I'm not too concerned, but it's only the one color that they're phasing out. So, and then section 2 is just the samples of rich truffle and then the little mini facial milks. So that is kind of the update on products, the makeover contest, the new promotion for ordering 600. Oh, the only other thing I wanted to remind y'all, and it's hard to think of this now because when we go to seminar, we're still going to be with all the Ruby National Sales Directors. And so that's who we're going to see, who we always have seen. But just a reminder that starting as of today, we are in the Sapphire Division. And the nationals that are in the Sapphire Division, I keep forgetting, so I was looking at them again today. These are the nationals that are in the Sapphire Division. So I know who some of these people are, but there's a bunch I don't know. I'm super excited about Ari Hathaway. I really like her a lot. And I feel like I've heard from her more. So this is the first page of them, and this is the second page of them. And we also do have Kristen Sharp that'll be in Sapphire. So I'm really excited about those two, but I'm thinking there's, you know, a lot of these other ones are great. I just don't know them as well because I haven't been in their division or haven't been exposed to them. So, and I do see a couple on here that I know are going to be retiring in January. So Janice Trude is retiring in January. Roxanne McEnroe is retiring in January. And I kind of wondered about Lupita. I'm not sure how old Lupita is, but anyway, it's interesting. But I'm going to keep this so I can remember who we have in our division. And we won't really notice it so much yet. So, because when we go to seminar, we'll still be with who the current Ruby people are. But anyway, that is all the scoop on that. Let me show you guys, unless you have a question, I wanted to show you more information about the retinol. Do you guys have any questions or thoughts about any of that so far? Everybody's good? Okay, let me show you. And this thing that I'm getting ready to show you, I am happy to email it to you. But these are frequently asked questions about the changes. So, you know, someone said, well, why are you even changing it? And it says, when Mary Kay scientists developed a retinol product that could be used every night from day one and then didn't require a retinization process or an additional calming product, we took that opportunity to revisit the Clinical Solutions line and offer a simpler, easier to sell product that delivers similar results. And it says, do you get the same results? It says some claims may sound different from what they did previously because a new study was conducted with new panelists and a new retinol 0.3 formula. Also, this time we extended the length of the study from 8 weeks to 12 weeks to provide a more comprehensive picture of the retinol's 0.3 power and to demonstrate that it's gentle enough for daily use. So not only do you get similar benefits, but it's clinically shown to deliver results in just 1 week and also improves blotchy looking skin. So that's interesting. And then here's a chart. It's like the look of deep lines improved in 1 week. Well, they couldn't tell that with retinol 0.5 because at first you could only use it 1 time a week. You know, so with the retinol 0.3, they could already, you know, using it every day, they could already see the deep lines improved in 1 week. Look of firmness, radiance, and skin tone improved in 1 week. Skin looks and feels improved in 1 week. Blotchiness appears improved in 4 weeks. Deep lines visibly improved in 4 weeks. Wrinkles visibly improved in 4 weeks. They both did that. And fine lines visibly improved in 4 weeks, the new 0.3. And there's no retinization period, and you can use it every single day. So it should be easier. And so then there's a lower concentration of retinol. Can people use it at a younger age? It is recommended for adults who want to help prevent and reverse the signs of skin aging. It's not recommended for people younger than 18. It's asking, do you need to use more? And it's saying, no, you don't need to use more. You still use like a pea-size amount. And we know that retinol is a derivative of vitamin A. Our bodies naturally produce vitamin A from the foods we eat, and it's considered critical for healthy cell development. The topical application of retinol can help maintain skin's integrity by supporting natural production of collagen and elastin, along with improved cell turnover. And then, so these are good questions. Like if someone asks you, why would I need to add retinol to my current skincare routine? Even if you're currently taking good care of your skin, you may benefit from adding pure retinol. Many dermatologists consider retinol to be the gold standard ingredient for preventing and reversing visible signs of aging because retinol supports skin cell turnover as well as natural collagen production. And then I thought this was interesting. What's the difference between radiance, skin tone evenness, and blotchiness? The term radiance refers to the skin's ability to reflect light. You can also think of it as the skin's natural healthy glow. Even skin tone refers to the overall level of skin discoloration on the surface of the skin. And blotchiness or mottled hyperpigmentation refers to the blotchy appearance skin can have. So I thought that was kind of interesting to make, kind of know the difference between that. And it says if you have sensitive skin, it's recommended that you more slowly introduce the retinol into your skin routine. If you experience irritation, scale back the frequency of use until the skin normalizes. If you suffer from eczema, rosacea, or adult acne, consult your dermatologist before use. Let's see if there was anything else. Still says a pea-size amount. You can use it with the boosters. And then it says, okay, so chemical exfoliators such as Time-Wise Repair, Reveal Radiance Facial Peel, and Mary Kay Clinical Solutions PHA plus AHA Resurfacer, can you do that when you're doing, this? And it says, if you are new to retinol 0.3 or to chemical exfoliators, do not introduce both products at the same time. The recommendation is to use the retinol 0.3 nightly for several weeks before you add facial peel or resurfacer to your skincare regimen. It is recommended to use them on, it is not recommended to use them on the same day. And it's crucial to wear broad spectrum sunscreen product daily when you're using retinol 3. And then it kind of goes into what if I'm using high concentrations of vitamin C and salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, and then like microdermabrasion. It just says not to use it on the same night. And then if you are new to retinol, it is not recommended to use the retinol 3 on the same night as applying Mary Kay Hydrogel eye patches. And then definitely use sunscreen. And then it also has a longer shelf life. The shelf life for the Clinical Solutions retinol is 3 years, which I tell you now, our current retinol is not. It definitely expires quicker than that. So I can email this sheet to all of y'all because this is just good information to have. So I will email it to all of you and anyone else, and you can send it on to any other consultants that you think might want it. But it's just good to remember. So if once we actually get it, if we have customers that ask any of these questions, you could refer back to it. So anyway, okay, any questions, thoughts, comments? Okay. Well, that's kind of all that's new. And then I will, we'll work on recognition for the year end. And also I will put in writing what, I'll put in writing what I will promote for the new year too. Last year we really focused on consistency. I'll tell you what I'm thinking about for this year is a lot more monthly stuff. So I'm just going to have my assistant help me mail it all. But it's probably going to be little things to mail. And so probably not this year I'm kind of giving bigger prizes, more expensive jewelry and that kind of thing, because it was a longer process, where this next year might not be quite as expensive on a monthly basis, but there will still be end of the year things that will be, more like that. So we'll see how it goes, just because I think it might be something that's more exciting to kind of keep us excited, as we go forth, and we'll see what they do with these promotions. But I guess we don't have to think 700, just think 600, but think consistency in a sense of 2 months in a row, if that's what you're wanting to do. And if you're wanting to hit star, that's what you got to do anyway. So I think it'll be good. So, and we may find out more. Yeah. So we could keep with the new customer challenge. The other thing I was going to tell you that I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get my ducks in a row by Thursday on this, but I'm creating a little Google Doc. And I'm definitely going to send it to all of you guys because you come to meetings a lot, but I'm also sending it to a lot of people in our unit. I'm going to ask y'all some questions just about some of the things that we do, things you like, things you don't like. And I also had decided that I wasn't personally going to pick the Go Give consultant for this past year. So I want you guys to vote on who you want that to be. So I know that you all that come to meetings know each other better, but there could be someone in the unit that maybe doesn't come to meetings as much that you want to nominate for that, and I'll just see what we get. So that'll probably be part of that Google Doc. So I'll send it out, and I'll give you guys a week, to get that back, because I do want some feedback, and I may not get all the same stuff, so you may not get what you want, but it's kind of good for me to just have ideas of things that people like in terms of stuff like, do you like having the, where you guys, the emoji and your $100,000 days or $100 days or whatever, do you want to keep doing that? I also want to ask y'all, because I've done not a great job with the Sisterhood of Success, but I'm going to ask some questions about that for those of you that were in that to see if we kept that. What do you think we could do better? What could I do better? What kinds of things would be helpful? That kind of thing. So I'm going to send that out and let y'all give me your feedback on that. And then we'll kind of go forward from there. Does that sound good? Okay. All right. All right. Anything else? You guys are quiet.
Angela,
Yes.
am I off?
Yes,
mute?
you're on. We hear you.
I think on some of the new products that are coming out, you gave us prices on most of them, but not all. So I don't know if you're gonna have stuff on the unit page where I could just go look at that, or if,
I may just send you pictures. Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
really talk. I don't know if it says on.
so.
Oh yeah, all the prices are on here. So I can
Okay.
send you that.
So normally too, we have a product release in August and we're not until September.
Correct, because they did away with that when we went back to 4 times a year instead of 5 times a year on the lookbooks, because they were doing the lookbook holiday one like in August.
Right.
And then so let's make sure I'm telling you right. Let's look and make sure, but I'm pretty sure that that's why it's not coming out till okay, let me get out of here. Maybe I can get out of here. Let's go look at preferred customer program and make sure I'm telling you right. But it says in here that these new products come out in, yeah, we can't order them till September. So
Okay.
so that's the next time that there's new products. So like directors can order the very last week of August, but so there really will be no new products in July, no new products in August. Well, this September 10th, if you do PCP or you're a STAR consultant, then you can order on September 10th. And then everybody else can order on September 15th. And then the next time new products come out for winter is November. And then I think they do February, and then they do May.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
so it's just those 4 times. There was several years there where they did have a 5th thing because they did the holiday book completely separate. And so they came out with new products 2 months in a row in August and September. And when they took that where they were only sending 4 books a year instead of 5, then it's just September is the first time of new products. But I feel like, July and August can be focused on you know, I'm going to get as many new people as I can on skincare, and then I'm going to rebook them for the makeover contest. You know, like, and then we sell them on color. So just, I think we could stay focused on those two things for 2 months and, you know, get a lot of sales that way. And then you get new customers in July and August that are excited, and that's who's going to buy your Christmas stuff as you start going into the fall and open houses and all that stuff. So I think if our focus is faces, faces, faces for July and August, I think, you know, we'll sell what we need to sell regardless of the fact there's not new products, you know. So, and I'm going to try to sell out of my current concealers. Those new concealers are 18. So they are a little, like currently I think our concealers are 16, I think. Kind of lost track of some things that went up, but the new concealers are 18. And those eyeshadow palettes are $40, and the tinted lip balm is $20. And the gel cream blushes were $20. And the silkening dry oil is $24. But I'll send you pictures with the prices, Dawn. So
Thank you.
yeah, so if that kind of helps with that. Okay, anything else? Okay. All right, so no meeting next week, but I'll remind you of getting on the vision thing on Monday night at, I believe it says 8 on the flyer, but they're doing Eastern time. So it's really 7 Central time. So, and it's just on YouTube. So it's really easy to just type in that URL that's on that flyer and it takes you right to YouTube. So it's easy to watch. So, okay. All right. Well, it was a good year. It's so funny how it just ends and we just start the new one. Everybody starts with a fresh slate. And last week we talked about goals. So I hope you guys spent some time on that. And with this makeover contest, that kind of is a great booking tool. So think about how you want to do that. And then if you want to get people on for the spa night, you know, if they can confirm for, you know, with you in plenty of time, you could get them samples. So,
Okay.
all righty. Okay. I hope you all have a great
Bye-bye.
evening, and I'll see you on here in 2 weeks. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye, everybody. Happy
Bye.
4th of July.
Thank you. You too.